Hallo Leute! Welcome back to German with Jenny. Today I want to talk to you about English words which are used in the German language. I am going to go through a list of the most important English words used in German, okay? So words which are used on a daily basis, which are used all the time. The tricky part is that you still have to apply the German grammar to those words, and they also have articles, which can be der, die, or das, so masculine, feminine, or neutral, okay? Now I'm not going to give you an example sentence for all of these words, okay? Because otherwise the video is going to be 3 hours. However, I'm going to be making some flashcards at the end, and I'm going to be making some example sentences as well, so that you can practice all of these words using flashcards, okay? You can go to my website, germanwithjenny.com, to find those flashcards. And you can also find the link at the bottom of the video, okay? I'm going to be pronouncing these words the way that Germans pronounce them, alright? So it's going to be very close to the British English pronunciation. Let's get started. Der Airbag. Der Airbag. The G in German sort of becomes a K, alright? So it's this is kind of Germanized. Der Airbag. Der Actionfilm. Der Actionfilm. Das Baby. Das Baby. Babysitten. Babysitten. Der Bestseller. Der Bestseller. Boomen. So for example, die Wirtschaft boomt. Die Wirtschaft boomt. So as you can see, boomen is conjugated just like any other German verb is conjugated, okay? Die Wirtschaft boomt. Es boomt. Der Boss. Der Boss. So it's more common to use the term der Chef for a boss, but everyone knows what der Boss means, and it's used a lot as well. It's just a little more common to use der Chef. Now, when we are flying, okay, we usually book, well, you can either book economy or business or first class. So in German we say, ich fliege Business. Ich fliege Business. Or ich fliege Economy. Ich fliege Economy. Das Callcenter. Das Callcenter. Der Check-in. Der Checkout. Die Checkliste. Die Checkliste. Der Cocktail. Der Cocktail. Der Computer. Der Computer. Die Couch. Die Couch. Das Design. Das Design. Der Desktop-Computer. Der Desktop-Computer. Der Download. Der Download. So you can probably hear that I said der Download with a T at the end, which you wouldn't say it that way in English. This is again it has been Germanized because with German words that end with a D, it turns into a T in German, okay? Such as der Hund. So we wouldn't say der Hund, but we would say der Hund. So this happens as well when we integrate English words into the German language. So we Germanize them. So it's der Download. The verb that we use for download, okay, to download something, is herunterladen. Herunterladen. Ich habe die Datei heruntergeladen. Die E-Mail. Die E-Mail. Fair, unfair. Fair, unfair. Das Fitnessstudio. Das Fitnessstudio. Die Flatrate. Die Flatrate. Flirten. Flirten. Ich habe mit dem Typen da hinten geflirtet. Ich habe mit dem Typen da hinten geflirtet. Kidnappen. Kidnappen. Which is a synonym for entführen. So the German word would be entführen, but it's also very common to say kidnappen. Yeah? Der Junge wurde gekidnappt. Der Junge wurde gekidnappt. Der Gentleman. Der Gentleman. Googeln. Googeln. Ich habe das gegoogelt. Ich habe das gegoogelt. You can even find the verb googeln in the dictionary of the German language, which is the Duden, okay? So yeah, it's part of the German language now, googeln. Okay, so the next word combination, happy birthday, in German, well, we say happy birthday, which kind of, it's really hard for me to say that way. I lived in the United States for 3 years. So when I came back, I was 12, and here in Germany, it's very common to sing happy birthday in English when you go to German birthday parties. And when I was a child, it never bothered me to sing it in the German way. So, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, etc. Now, you know, after I've lived in an English-speaking country, I cannot sing it that way anymore. It just makes me, it's so hard for me to sing it that way. I feel like, you know, I'm really being cruel to the English language. I just cannot do that anymore. So whenever I go to birthday parties and they sing happy birthday, I just try to like sing it very quietly, like happy birthday. Because if I start singing it the English way, happy birthday to you, everyone's gonna be looking at me like, what are you doing? You know, do you think you're better than us? You know, why are you pronouncing it that way? So yeah, that, I don't know. It's very common to sing happy birthday at all the birthday parties. No one really sings zum Geburtstag viel Glück. It's just not, no one does that anymore. So yeah, I guess I don't have any choice. I just have to keep, you know, singing it very quietly to myself. I don't want to annoy anyone, and I think in some cases it's always better to, you know, to go with the crowd and blend in. Die Happy Hour. Die Happy Hour. Die Hardware. Die Hardware. Now, as you can see in German, the W is, the English W is often pronounced like a V, okay, so Germans have problems pronouncing the English W, especially when we're speaking German and using an English word. So, you know, some people would say die Hardware, especially younger people, but I think in most cases people just take the easier way and say die Hardware and die Software. Das Headset. Das Headset. Das Highlight. Das Highlight. Die High Society. Die High Society. Der Hit. Der Hit. Das Hobby. Das Hobby. Das Homebanking. Das Homebanking. So there's not even a German term for that. Well, for most of the words that I'm going to give you today, there's no German term. And if there is, no one knows it and no one uses it. Der Horrorfilm. Der Horrorfilm. Der Input. Der Input. Das Internet. Das Internet. Ich surfe im Internet. Ich surfe im Internet. Der Investmentbanker. Der Investmentbanker. Die Jeans. Die Jeans. Now, we don't say in German, I'm wearing a pair of jeans. We say, I'm wearing a jeans. Okay? That's how we say it literally. So we would say, ich trage eine Jeans. Okay? So, yeah, important difference. Just like Hose. Ich trage eine Hose. Okay, you guys would say, I'm wearing a pair of pants or a pair of trousers, but we don't say ein Paar Hose. We don't say that. It's ich trage eine Hose or ich trage eine Jeans. Der Jetlag. Der Jetlag. Again, the G becomes a K in the way Germans pronounce it. Der Job. Der Job. Very important, the B becomes a P, okay? Because in German words, this happens as well. So whenever there's a B at the end of a German word, it's pronounced like a P, okay? So it's der Job. Das Joint Venture. Das Joint Venture. Germans often have problems distinguishing between live and life, okay? We have a word which is die Live-Übertragung. And it is spelled L-I-V-E, but we mispronounce it in German and we say live instead of live, okay? So die Live-Übertragung means the live broadcast, okay? So it's funny, we take a word and we use it in the German language, but we use it incorrectly, okay? But then again, it becomes a German word, so I guess at that point you can't really say anymore that it's incorrect because we're using it as a German word, so it's not really an English word anymore, you know? Because at some point it's going to be appearing in German dictionaries everywhere, and then you can't really say anymore, you know, it's English, because at that point it's going to be German. This is what happened, you know, over thousands of years. Language is always evolving. There's always new words coming into a language and other words disappearing from a language. which happens because, you know, there were people traveling, people were always, going to different regions, to different places. There were wars, of course. So all of this has an influence on language as well, and on the use of language, and on new words and old words, etc. So yeah, I think it's very interesting. Der Lobbyist, der Lobbyist. Das Logo, das Logo. Die Lounge, die Lounge. So you can see that we don't say the lounge, but we say die Lounge. Der Lover, der Lover. Made in Germany, made in Germany. You can find this on all of the products which were made in Germany. Most of the products, at least the products where you can attach a label. Okay, so yeah, and this actually stands for high quality. Okay, so when you see a product, or I don't know, a piece of clothing or whatever, and you see, oh, made in Germany, so that means it must be good. Okay, so this stands for quality. So made in Germany is always a good thing when you see that in products here. Of course, we have so many products coming from China, I don't know, so, you know, all those countries where cheap labor is possible. And labor in Germany is very expensive, so yes, you will find a lot of products here from many different countries. I think a lot of clothing comes from Turkey, so yeah, made in Germany is always a good thing. But at the same time, it's probably going to be more expensive than other products, right, from other countries. Mailen, mailen. So you can say, ich schicke Ihnen das Angebot per E-Mail. Ich schicke Ihnen das Angebot per E-Mail. Or you can say, ich maile Ihnen das Angebot. Okay, so two ways of saying the same thing. Das Make-up, das Make-up. Das Management, das Management. Or der Manager, or managen. Okay. Yeah, so we actually say das Management, okay? So we really stress the G in the German pronunciation. Das Management. Das Marketing. Das Marketing. Miss Germany. Miss Germany. Yes, the beauty pageant is called Miss Germany. We don't say Fräulein Deutschland. Yes, we say Miss Germany. Fräulein Deutschland would sound really funny. Das Model. Das Model. Der Monitor. Der Monitor. Das Mountainbike. Das Mountainbike. So we don't say das Bergfahrrad, which also sounds funny. Das Bergfahrrad, we say das Mountainbike. Der Newsletter. Der Newsletter. Das Notebook. Das Notebook. Offline, online. Offline, online. Okay. Okay. So we changed the okay to okay. Alright? Okay. Das Open Air Kino. Das Open Air Kino. Das Outing. Das Outing. Er hat sich geoutet. Er hat sich geoutet. Das Outsourcing. Or outsourcen. Das Unternehmen hat die IT-Abteilung outgesourced. Or you could also say, there's a German term for it, which is auslagern. So you can say, das Unternehmen hat die IT-Abteilung ausgelagert. Der Partnerlook. Der Partnerlook. So Partnerlook means matching outfits. So, you know, when you come to the office and your colleague is wearing the same shirt that you are, or the same color, you could say, ah, wir sind im Partnerlook. Wir sind im Partnerlook. Die Party. Die Party. Der PC. Der PC. Die Performance. Die Performance. So this word has appeared in the last couple of years. There's also a German word which is used very frequently, which is die Leistung. Okay, but yeah, nowadays it becomes more and more common to use die Performance. Das Piercing. Das Piercing. Der Playboy. Der Playboy. Das Popcorn. Das Popcorn. So if you go to the movies in Germany and you order a bag of Puffmais, nobody will know what you're talking about, okay? So Puffmais, I'm not even sure that word exists, so definitely go with Popcorn. Das Pop-up. Das Pop-up. Die Powerfrau. Die Powerfrau. Ich bin eine Powerfrau. Ich bin eine Powerfrau. Der Profit. Der Profit. A synonym would be der Gewinn, which is also used just as much as der Profit. Okay? Der Pullover. Der Pullover. Das Puzzle. Das Puzzle. So this is an example where we don't pronounce it the English way, but we don't pronounce it the German way either. We don't say das Putzle, but we say das Puzzle. So it's neither the German pronunciation nor the English pronunciation, it's something in between. Das Quiz. Das Quiz. Yeah, so it's the way we pronounce it is quiz, quiz. So we don't say the quiz, but das Quiz. Das Recycling. Das Recycling. Der Safe. Der Safe. Der Sale. Der Sale. So this word has been appearing the last couple of years as well. I've noticed that. So before we were saying der Schlussverkauf or Sonderangebote. Well, we still say der Winterschlussverkauf and der Sommerschlussverkauf, but nowadays everywhere you go, when you go shopping, you will definitely come across the word der Sale. Das Sandwich. Das Sandwich. You could also say der Sandwich. Okay, so yeah, sometimes we're not even sure what the right article is. Actually, Germans they always argue because they're not sure which article to use for Nutella. Okay, the chocolate cream that we put on our bread. In my opinion, it's das Nutella, but some people think it's die Nutella because it's die Creme. So yeah, no one really knows what the article is. So yeah, I think it's das Nutella. Let's go with das Nutella. If you disagree, use the comment section. Der Scanner. Der Scanner. Der Service. Der Service. Der Sex. Der Sex. So the German term for that is der Geschlechtsverkehr, but as the word is like this long, we prefer to say der Sex. I guess it depends on of course, on the context. If you're going to go to the gynecologist, you're probably going to use the term Geschlechtsverkehr, and when you're talking to friends or anybody else, it's probably more common to use the 3-letter word. Das Shampoo. Das Shampoo. Shoppen. Shoppen. Ich gehe shoppen. Or you can also say ich gehe einkaufen. Single. Single. Ich bin Single. Der Smalltalk. Der Smalltalk. Der Slip. Der Slip. Der Slip. Der Slip. When we use that word, we actually mean briefs. Okay? Der Smoking. Der Smoking. This can be confusing. When we say that word, we actually mean tuxedo, okay? So it doesn't have anything to do with smoking. Der Smoking. Der Spam-Ordner. Der Spam-Ordner. Der Star. Der Star. Der Staat. Der Staat. Der Stress. Der Stress. Surfen. Surfen. Der SUV. Der SUV. Das Tattoo. Das Tattoo. Der Terminal. Der Terminal. And das Gate. Das Gate. So when you're at a German airport, I think you won't find the term der Flugsteig anywhere. Some people probably don't even know that word exists. So we definitely use der Terminal and das Gate. Das Ticket. Das Ticket. Der Toast. Der Toast. Die Top 10. Die Top 10. Der Trainer. Der Trainer. Der Trend. Der Trend. Der Trick. Der Trick. Das T-Shirt. Das T-Shirt. Das Update. Or das Upgrade. Das Update. Das Upgrade. Das Walking. So when we say walking, we mean power or speed walking, okay? So we're not talking about spazieren gehen. We actually mean really, power walking. So you could say, ich gehe walken. So that doesn't mean you're going to take a stroll around the park, but you're actually going to do some power walking. Die Webcam. Die Webcam. Die Website. Die Website. Der Wellnessurlaub. Der Wellnessurlaub. Last but not least, zoomen. Kannst du mal heranzoomen? Kannst du mal heranzoomen? Alright, I hope you found this lesson useful. If you want to do some exercises, download worksheets, or work on some flashcards, you can go to germanwithjenny.com. If you want to support my work, you can go to patreon.com/germanwithjenny. Okay, I hope I will see you next time. Bis bald. Tschüss.